It's been a long time, but I'm back. I don't know what to say. One day you are figuring out what to do for your next YouTube video, and the next you have a full-time job that pays well and has benefits, and you're like freaking out because you have this and you're so lucky, but you're scared to get too comfortable and stay there for the rest of your life and give up on all your hopes and dreams. And yeah, life moves pretty fast. So that's what I've been up to. Today I will be doing something that I have been planning since the beginning of the year, which is I will be rating all of the movies and books I have read so far this year. So far it seems I've watched 42 movies this year and read 32 books. Kind of slacking a bit, especially on movies. Books, I don't think it's going to be a full 32 because I did include my DNFs, which are did not finish. I'm a strong believer in not finishing books. If I don't like it, I'm not going to force myself to read it. I don't care. Before I forget and before I begin, I want to put a disclaimer that these are my opinions. Don't crucify me! So I'm going to start with movies first. I feel like it's just easier. I don't know if it's easier to talk to them, but we're just gonna start with movies first. Going over my categories, on top I have Wish I Got Amnesia so I could watch for the first time again. Obviously it's gonna be like 5 stars. Then I have Would Rewatch. Third category I have I Said I Liked It, I Never Said It Was Good, which describes my life, I think. Next one is One and Done, and then the last one is Could Have Gone My Whole Life Without It. I'm obviously a yapper, so I will be explaining my choices. So I start off the year with May December, which is a Netflix film, because I don't think I would rewatch it. I did like it, but it was good. I'm gonna put it in One and Done. Next, I have Poor Things, which I would rewatch. I thought it was great, and Emma Stone was great. As much as I wanted Lily Gladstone to take home the Oscar, Emma Stone did an amazing job, and I can't be upset over it. Next, I have Lady Vengeance, which is Park Chan-wook. I would rewatch. I love Park Chan-wook. He has definitely made it into my list of favorite directors. He's amazing. If you love women and revenge, you need to watch this movie. Next, I have After Sun, which, yeah. I shouldn't want to rewatch that movie, but Jesus Christ, that is a great movie. And honestly, I think it's gonna make it into my top 4. And it didn't even really hit until it ended. And I was just staring at the credits like... Next is Society of the Snow. There's no doubt about the fact that it's great. I just don't know if I would be able to rewatch it because it's very heavy. If you guys don't know, it's about the Uruguayan plane crash in the Andes. Also, I cannot believe they made a movie of this and they put all white people. Like, not a single Latino. Ethan Hawke is in it. You know what? I'm changing this. I don't care. I'm doing One and Done good version, One and Done bad version. Yeah, we'll keep it like this. Yeah, whatever. So I'm gonna put Society of the Snow in One and Done good version. Iron Claw. Amazing movie. I know, Kitty. Made me cry. For that reason, though, I don't know if I would rewatch. Which is funny because After Sun is at the top. Iron Claw was just, I'm putting it One and Done good version. Zac Efron, amazing. I can't believe it got snubbed that bad. Just can't rewatch it. Just can't. There's Punch Drunk Love. I'm gonna put this one One and Done good version. I like seeing Adam Sandler in that role, and I loved hearing He Needs Me, He Needs Me, He Needs Me. However the song goes. Alright, next is Thanksgiving. This one is going in I Said I Liked It, I Never Said It Was Good, because I did enjoy it quite thoroughly. It is a fun, stupid film. It's if you want to have a good time and you want to see lots of gore and very creative deaths, you should watch this. Killers of the Flower Moon, great as well, would not rewatch, so One and Done good version. Past Lives. I wish I got amnesia so I could watch for the first time again. It's sad that it took me so long to watch it because when it came out last year, it was my most anticipated film, and I did not get to watch it until this year, until I think March. Next, I have Drive Away Dolls. I think I'm putting it in one and done bad version. Sorry. We have Dune. Would I rewatch Dune? You know, I'm gonna put it in would rewatch because I think in my future I would marathon them once they're all out, and I would probably rewatch all of them. Holdovers. Wish I Got Amnesia. This movie almost gave me the same feeling as Little Women, which, if you don't know, Little Women, Greta Gerwig's version, is my favorite movie. It has been my favorite movie since it came out, and this one gave me the same, almost the same feel as Little Woman. I also cried, yeah. Dune Part 2. I do wish I got Amnesia. That was fucking amazing. The Sweet East. I think I'm putting this in one and done bad version. It's just an interesting little film, I guess. Has Talia Ryder, Io Debris, Jacob Elordi. I just wouldn't watch it again. And I don't really think I think about it much either, to be honest. Kingsman, Secret Service. I'm putting it, I said I liked it, I never said it was good. However, I know it is good for like an action movie. Next is House. I would rewatch that one. That one is a Japanese horror film, but it's not all that horrifying. It's campy, and you should totally watch it if you get the chance. I feel lucky that I was able to watch it in theaters because I ran into a friend and their friend was like, I watched it on my laptop, but I just feel like the laptop didn't do the colors justice. And watching this film, I'm like, yeah, I could see that. I could see how the laptop or TV just wouldn't give it justice. Battle Royale. I would rewatch. Would I? Yeah, I would rewatch. Battle Royale, thank you for existing! Where would Fortnite be without you? Like, this is it. This is the one that started it all. Hunger Games, Fortnite, where would they be without this movie, without this concept? I mean, it kind of made its own genre of video game, its own style of video game, so yeah, great movie. Mad Max Fury Road. I'm going with Wish I Got Amnesia. I can't believe it took me this long to watch it. The only regret I have is that I did not watch it in theaters when it came out all those years ago. Frances Ha, I think I'm going to put one and done good version. It was what I needed at the time. Still need. It's what you need to watch when you're in your mid-20s and you don't know what you're doing with your life. Late Night with the Devil is very controversial, I would say, because it was a great film, great concept, beautifully shot, but they used AI. Yeah, the artists, you know, they're experimenting with it, but then it's AI, and it's like, how far are we gonna let this go? But I digress. I would rewatch. I just went on this tandem just to be like, yeah, I'd still rewatch it though. All of Us Strangers. Movie killed me. I forgot to mention, because I see it here, I did include rewatches. I'm including the ones that I fully watched and logged. Bodies is one of them, and I would rewatch, and this was a rewatch, and I have rewatched, and I would rewatch it again, and I don't care what anyone has to say. It is a great movie. It is fun. It's stupid, but I think sometimes we just need to let ourselves enjoy fun and stupid things, and the world would be a little bit brighter. And that's what this movie is. I mean, it's a fun slasher, fun summer slasher, stupid, with Rachel Sennett. It's a great time. So, yeah. Okay, I'm moving Bodies to I said I liked it, I never said it was good. So, I'm also gonna put Abigail there. It's a fucking vampire ballerina, like, come on. I liked it enough that I dressed up as a vampire ballerina for Summerween. I saw the TV glow. Yeah, it's going up there. However, even though it's going up there, I'm just not sure if I'd be able to rewatch. That's the thing with these. This one and All of Us Strangers, I don't know. They just hurt so bad. Which is funny because After Sun I would rewatch. And that one hurts like terribly. Why is there a black line under here. Anyways, I Saw the TV Glow was a straight punch to the gut. I couldn't finish eating the snacks. I just couldn't even breathe, honestly. 10 Things I Hate About You was another rewatch, and I would put it in the would rewatch. I'd rewatch it a million times. Lisa Frankenstein, I think I'm gonna put it in would rewatch. I think it's good. I don't want to say that the ones here are bad. I don't want to say that, even though I'm literally saying that in the category title. Next is Theater Camp, would rewatch. I am a theater kid. I enjoy musical theater. I enjoy theater. Yes, it's true. I love Hamilton. This film really stuck with me. Challengers! Putting up there. Can't say too much about it because the idea of you, one and done bad version. I'm glad I'm alive to see the Wattpad renaissance come to life. So when I was in high school, Wattpad is not strictly for fan fiction. So at one point I started reading like the actual stories, like non-fan fiction stories that people would write on there. And I just remember thinking, oh, when I direct movies, they're gonna be Wattpad movies. Some of them on there are actually really good, or are like really good concepts. They just need to be executed better, like edited. I had that thought, and it's happening now, and I'm not directing these films, but I'm glad to see them. And although it's bad, I'm going to watch them, and I'm going to laugh at them. And yeah, Idea of You was pretty much that. Bridget Jones' Diary, I'm putting it on would rewatch because it's a rom-com. I'm always going to rewatch rom-coms. Furiosa. This one I'm putting it one and done good version. I don't think I'd rewatch it again. I don't want to say it was bad, but I did unfortunately go in with the expectations of Fury Road, which I shouldn't have done. That was on me. Uptown Girls. I'm gonna put one and done good version though. Okay, next one, Godzilla -1. Would I rewatch it? I think I would. It's Godzilla. Why wouldn't I rewatch Godzilla? Once again, only thing I regret is not watching it in theaters. Dude, I've been talking for 34 minutes. I've been talking for so long that the camera automatically stopped recording. I can't believe this. And I still have to go through the books. God, why did you make me such a yapper? Next is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. We're almost done with movies. A one and done good version. I hate myself because I didn't continue watching them. And I know I still can. And I think I will maybe. Oh, Haikyuu. Oh, Haikyuu. The dumpster battle. Listen, I need to explain myself for this one. Yeah, because it's going at the top. This one, yes, I'm a glazer. Haikyuu is my favorite anime. Yeah, it is. However, this movie was great. The animation, amazing. Sound design, impeccable. I wish it was a season. You could tell it was very rushed. You could tell there was a lot of things cut out. There was not as much background on characters, their backstories, and whatnot. I'm more so upset too that the final is also going to be a movie. Like, we're not getting any seasons again, and that makes me very sad because they're gonna cut out a lot. Even though I'm aware of the faults, I am a dick rider, so it's going up there. Fall Guy, I'm gonna put I Said I Liked It, I Never Said It Was Good, though that is obviously up for debate, but it's, dumb fun. Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, I'd rewatch it. Sometimes we just, have to be really extra. And that is what's happening in this movie. And it works for me. Little Miss Sunshine. Up here it goes. I feel like if I were to rewatch it enough times, it'd probably make it into my top 4. Great film. Great film. Next is Sleepaway Camp. Ultimate Summer Slasher. I'm gonna put it under I Said I Liked It, I Never Said It Was Good because it is very up for debate. It's very dumb. My other rewatch was Midsommar, or Midsommar as my uncle kept correcting me. This movie was my comfort movie for about a year, so I watched it like I don't know how many times in 1 year, and I haven't rewatched it since then. I'm putting it in would rewatch. Really crazy watching it with my family, especially my mom, who can't watch anything that has blood in it. And my last and most recent one was Kinds of Kindness. I'm gonna put in one and done good version. It was not anything like Poor Things, obviously. It's an anthology, so it was very different. But each story was interesting in its own way. There was a scene in the last one which I felt wasn't really necessary to show. We got through my movies. I'm upset because I haven't watched that many. But you know, I have 6 more months to catch up on that. Plus, I feel like a lot of movies are yet to come out. I'm surprised I have so many in the top category because I tend to not really give a lot of movies 5 stars. Which I don't think all of these have 5 stars. So I have to go back and change that. But yeah, this is my movie tier list. Next is books. Alright, before we jump into books, I would like to make another disclaimer that although I would say my movie list was a bit of a variety, my books are not. I love romance and I mainly read romance, so you don't have to keep watching. Because, yeah, that's pretty much all I read. So, I changed the tiers a little bit here. I have the top one to say altered my brain chemistry. Next one is I think about often. The third one I kept the same with I said I liked it. I never said it was good. Next one is what was this again? Last one is DNF, which is did not finish. I'm not sure if I'm going to go as in depth with this. I mean, I probably will. Because once I start, I can't stop. So, I started with Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent, who is the author of The Serpent and Wings of Night, which is the Crowns of Nyaxia or Nyaxia. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Duology, which I really enjoyed. I'm putting in what was this again? I was very disappointed because everyone said it was really good. I just didn't click with the characters, but that's my opinion. That's just me. Next, I read Ruthless Vows, which was also a huge disappointment. I'm still so upset about this because I loved Divine Rivals. I loved it so much. I just don't know what happened in the sequel. I feel almost nothing happened. I'm gonna put in what was this again. I've decided to like erase it from my memory. I make Divine Rivals a standalone in my head. Oh my god, next is Normal People. I need to talk about Normal People. Sally Rooney has very peculiar writing. The easiest way I could explain it is that she wrote Normal People like a screenplay. She put all the actions, like the smallest actions. I guess the characters didn't really have too much depth to them, even though they did, but you know, it was just like, meh. Kind of fell flat a little bit. So when I finished the book, I was like, that's it? But here's the thing. I finished the book and binge watched the show after, and this was in like January. So I was already pretty depressed. Now imagine this. Imagine already being super depressed. It's cold out. It's dark out all day. There's like no hope. And then here I go, let me read Normal People. Oh, I finished it. Let me binge watch the show right after I finished the book. It was a rough time. Really elevated the show. You know, obviously the show didn't include everything. There are some things that are in the book that you'd understand in the show that they can't really portray in the show, I guess. But yeah, I altered my brain chemistry in the sense that it took out a piece of my heart and it never gave it back. Next is an Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I think about often. I will say I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to. I had heard only good things. And, you know, it's a cozy fantasy. The romance is a subplot. I think at some point it just kind of felt like it dragged. I haven't gotten around to the second one yet, unfortunately, but I've heard great things. So maybe in the next half, it will finally be in that list. Next, I have Powerless. I'm putting in, what was this again? Powerless. I just need to stop taking recommendations from TikTok, and I need to like not have high expectations from TikTok. I think it's a good book if you want to get into fantasy. To me, it was like Fourth Wing, where you already know the direction the book is going to go to. You know the plot twist. You know what's going to happen. But it's still entertaining enough that you read it. Which was this book. It was just a bunch of tropes put into one book. I mean, every trope you could think of is in this book, and I feel like the plot kind of got lost, but I'm going to read the sequel because it has potential. It's there. It's there. The ending has potential to make the sequel really good. So we'll see. Book lovers, I feel bad. I feel terrible. I didn't like Book Lovers. Her sister was annoying, and I think she ruined the whole book for me. And it makes me sad because I think this is like her most popular one, or at least the most liked one. Next, we have Bride. Ali Hazelwood, my queen. Ali Hazelwood, I know what I'm getting into. I know what's gonna happen. But I said I liked it. I never said it was good. Her first paranormal romance. And once again, nothing new. I had my phase of... This is so embarrassing. I had my phase of, you know, werewolf romances on Wattpad. So, nothing new, but entertaining enough. Next we have, it's called the Villains and Virtues series. And honestly, I'm putting all of them in I Think About Often. This is a really, really good trilogy. It is comedy. It's very on-the-nose humor. And it caught me off guard the first few pages, and then like halfway through the first book, I was like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it the way everyone else is. But, you know, I kept pushing and it just got so good. A bunch of little side quests. Almost reminds me of D&D, to be honest. Like, just gives me that same vibe. Highly recommend. Next, I have Reign and Ruin. I'm really sad about this one. I know it's down there with What Was This Again, but it's not bad. It just didn't stick enough with me to continue the rest of the series. And there's about like 5 other books in the series. It's not really action. It's a lot of politics, lots of mind games. So it is a bit slow. It's finally not a European fantasy setting. If you're looking for no action, mostly political, slow burn, I would say, I would recommend this. This is the thing. Every book after focuses on different couples. It's the same conflicts happening in the book, so you have to read the rest of the series to understand the conflicts and how they get resolved for the whole, you know, kingdom. And I've heard some are not that good, and then there's one that's really good, but you obviously have to read the rest of them before you get to that one. And yeah, it's just, I was just like, I don't know. I don't even think I felt motivated enough to continue reading the sequel, so. Alright, next I have Just for the Summer, which is my first Abby Jimenez book. My first Abby Jimenez book, also my first audiobook. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going down there. I don't know. I think I got fooled. I am not familiar with Abby Jimenez's work. I didn't realize that all of her books center around a health issue of some sort. I thought this was just gonna be a summer rom-com, and it was not. And I'm also just not sure if I really liked it, if I really even connected with the couple. So unfortunately, it's going there. Next is Better Than the Movies, which I think about often. I know this looks so bad putting Abby Jimenez so low and then Better Than the Movies so high, but sometimes I think you just need a good rom-com, and that's what it was. And I was very, very hesitant on reading it because I can't read high school stories anymore. I feel too old. And most of the time I'm like, you're not even gonna last because you're in high school. Like, it's easy read and it has movies mixed in. So 2 things that I really enjoy, and I did love it. Bound to Fall, which is also by the same author of Villains and Virtues. This one's actually a spin-off of a character that we don't even meet. She's only mentioned in the series. Wow, I feel so bad putting this down there. I think my categories are really harsh. I just didn't love it as much as Villains and Virtues. I'm adding another row. I don't care. I can't do this. So I added a category under I Think About Often, and I put Just Good. Put Reign and Ruin and Bound to Fall in Just Good. Next, I have Ninth House, which I'm going to put in Just Good. Ninth House is set up to be everything I could ever want in a series. Dark academia, it's fantasy, deals with secret societies. I'm not familiar with Lee Bardugo's writing. I'm sorry if I butchered her name. So I can't say that I'm, you know, one of those fans that will just eat up everything she reads, which I didn't do. I started Ninth House physically reading it at the beginning of the year, and I just couldn't get into it. The chapters were so long. The writing dragged on, it felt like. So I did DNF it at one point, and then I picked it back up in audiobook. And the audiobook made it a lot easier. The narrators were really good. However, it's very heavy. I didn't realize just how heavy it was until I finished reading it. And I was like, I need a palate cleanser. I need something light. Beach read. I think it might have altered my brain chemistry. Let me tell you about the story with Beach Read. I started reading this one before Book Lovers. So Beach Read was my first try at Emily Henry. I dropped it for whatever reason. I think the story just wasn't pulling me in. Then I read Book Lovers and I didn't like it, and I was like, I just don't think Emily Henry's for me. And then I found the audiobook. So I gave it a shot and I read it or listened to it, and I just got so into the story that I got the story, the actual book, and I just kept reading it on my Kindle, and I finished it and I cried. I cried so hard. So hard. Like, I was sobbing. Spoiler warning. He's been in love with her. He was in love with her in college. And I just love that trope. I love the trope of the guy has always been in love with the girl, because I love it when guys pine. I love it when they yearn. They need to earn it, you know? I'm like sick of the women being the one always in love with the guy first. Even if it's she fell first, he fell harder, I'm still like, stand up. He should be the one who fell first and harder. I'm like so into it, and I feel like I've already reread it like 5 times, and I think it altered my brain chemistry. Next, I have Cool Tea. This one I'm putting in I think about often. She is the queen of slow burns, if you weren't aware. Me, when I'm in a slow burn writing contest and Mariana Zapata walks in, yeah, you're screwed. You're fucking screwed. Because she will slow the fuck out of that burn. She will edge you the whole book. It's soccer, the girl's the athlete, so is the guy, and yeah, it is a sports romance. I also have read From Lukov with Love, but that was last year. That one was also really, really great. Figure skating. I recommend both of them. Both of them are great. I refuse to read Wall of Winnipeg and Me just because, 1, I don't like football. 2, she's not the athlete, and I like it when the girls are the athletes too. I think it adds a little extra pizzazz. Next is How the King of Elfham, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I'm so sorry, learned to hate stories. This is actually a very short novella. How do I say that word?
Novella.
I'm just trying so hard not to say novella. It's a novella of the Folk of the Air series, which is The Crow Prince. If you have not heard of it, I'm putting think about often. Yes, if you have not read the Folk of the Air series, I recommend you do. I will say the romance is a subplot. I think a lot of people are led to believe that it's a full fantasy romance and then are left disappointed when the romance isn't really there. It is a great series, a great female lead, and insane enemies to lovers. So, I recommend. Okay, next I have The 7-Year Slip. I think about often. So, it's great to help you, I think, in your mid-20s. I've been, going through it with trying to figure out my life and stuff. And I think it's a great book to read to help you feel better about that. However, they did make seem like 25 to 30 seem like really old age. Like it's too late to get your life together, which is not what I want to hear. Okay, warning, these next few books, I just needed a palate cleanser. I just needed to read your typical romances where I knew what was gonna happen. Just fair warning. So first we have The Fake Out. Hockey sports romance. Yes, when I need palate cleansers and when I just want to chill, I read sports romances. And unfortunately, a lot of them are hockey for some reason. I'm not sure. I don't know a thing about hockey. The Fake Out I'm gonna put in just good. Listen, the guy has been in love with her. He's been in love with her. He's so pathetic, and I ate that up. I love it. I love pathetic men. Scoring Wilder, I DNF'd. This is one of the few soccer romances that exist out there, and I just didn't like it. I don't even think I got that many chapters in. Next, I have Burnout, which I'm gonna put in what was this again. I was disappointed because it's different sports. She's a gymnast and he's a motorbiker. He like competes on motorbikes, and it was exciting to have different sports for once, and both of them are in different sports. It just kind of fell flat for me. I didn't really connect with the love story. I feel like it kind of happened out of nowhere, and then the sports kind of stopped taking apart. It didn't live up to my expectations, unfortunately. Next was A Court This Cruel and Lovely, which I was heavily disappointed with. So that's going down to what was this again. I'm so also sad about this one because I also heard good things about it. I did listen to the audiobook of it, so I don't know if the audiobook is what ruined it for me. I was like, maybe I'll read the sequel, and it's been maybe like 3 months and I haven't, so I don't think I will. I can't really even remember what it was about, to be honest. Next is Shut Out, another sports romance. Yes, I liked it. Doesn't mean it was good. The girl, there were so many little things that I felt I related to, and I acted like her, and it was just kind of like, oh my god. For one, she has pink hair, which, yeah, I dabble in having pink hair, you know? Alright, Hellbent, which is the sequel to Ninth House, which is what I was talking about earlier. Unfortunately, yes, I DNF'd it. Same thing, audiobook. I was just continuously like, I don't know if I want to. And I just kept thinking, it's just because it's so heavy and the themes are so dark and I just don't want to deal with that right now that I'm not doing it. But at one point, I just kept putting it off and I was like, is it really that, or do I just not like it? Unfortunately, I don't think I liked it. I will say though, I think Ninth House and Hellbent and, you know, the rest of the series would make amazing shows. I mean, I was able to picture it in Ninth House, so I will say that I think they'd make amazing shows. Next up, I have Only in Your Dreams, which is another pathetic man in love with this woman. I'll put in just good. Yes, he's super pathetic. I mean, like, Notebook pathetic. Actually, I think I'm gonna put Shut Out, and I said I liked it. I never said it was good. Only in Your Dreams, I think I might put down there too. Nothing to be blown away by, nothing new, you know. This one, oh my god, DNF'd so hard. I didn't even give it a chance. I think I got like 2 chapters in and just right away. I mean, Only in Your Dreams, the writing was good. And then I went to this, and I was just like, I can't read this. What is it called? Matching All the Way, yeah. Oh my god, a guy like him. Dude. This book, I'm telling you, I was in this like palate cleanser, just wanted to read cutesy romance books where I know what's gonna happen. So I went into this book thinking like it's gonna be like the past ones I've been reading. No, it like changed me. It did alter my brain chemistry. I was so shocked by how much I loved it. The writing was great. Both the characters were amazing in their own way. Okay, not both. The main girl, who we follow her POV, she had a lot of work that needed to be done, and you saw that work being done. You saw that character growth. The guy was amazing. Just amazing. I don't even have words. Like, this is my most surprising read of the year. I know that every romance book is technically, you don't know how much someone can change your life until they enter your life. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know how much of a change or how much of an impact someone's gonna have in your life until they're in your life. And yes, that is every romance book, but you just really, really feel it with this book. And usually I have kind of a hard time believing the chemistry between the love interests, but this one was just like drew me in. Like, their chemistry was off the charts, and the guy is tattooed with piercings and he's a barista and a painter, so like, what more do I have to say? Like, come on now. I can't believe how much I love the book. So following that book, we have a novella, novella of a continuation of it, because I will say for the first one, it did kind of end abruptly. Yeah, this one I'm gonna put in I think about often because it is just kind of a continuation of the same couple, not long enough to be a sequel, which is why it's a novella or novella, however you say it. I think it wrapped it up the story so nicely. Alright, next we have another R.S. Gray book. This cover is so embarrassing. It was called Settling the Score. I'm in an Olympics mood because they are happening soon, and this story, along with another one, takes place at the Rio Olympics. I just don't think R.S. Gray's writing is for me because she did Scoring Wilder, as I mentioned. DNF'd it. I did get into it more than the other books though. I think I got maybe like 30-40% in, but just didn't click with it, and her friends were fucking annoying. Next up was Honestly I'm Totally Faking It, which is the same author of A Guy Like Him. So I was riding that high and I was like, I need something that I'm going to love as much as I loved A Guy Like Him. Unfortunately, I did not love it, but I think it's gonna be hard to follow up with A Guy Like Him since I loved it so much. But like I said, the author's writing is amazing, and Honestly I'm Totally Faking It was cute. It was good. It was an interesting story. And lastly, the last book I read of the Midyear is One Dark Window, which blew me away. Did it alter my brain chemistry, or do I just think about it often? I think it altered my brain chemistry. Yeah. Totally was blown away by the story, the concept, the magic system. I feel like lately I haven't been super impressed by fantasy romance, and I did finish the second book, but I finished it in July, which means it's gonna be in my second half. This was my ratings. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're not too mad about my ratings, but let's chit chat if you have opinions to say. I am going to try to be better about uploading, but if not, at least you know for sure I'll be back in 6 months to give my second part of this video. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys soon, hopefully. Love you.